Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to FTRL for the penultimate week of this chaotic season. GT24 has been a bit all over the place, but we are seeing it through, and tonight we have, after last night's outing for GT2, something that promises to be quite chaotic again. So we have two races as always in GT1. We have our Porsche race, which everybody seems to be getting some decent practicing for. Annual car meet going on here. So we have the Group 4 Porsches, which is going to be set by reverse grid. So straight into it then. Tom can secure the Porsche championship with a decent result over Pagani here. I believe so anyway, if my maths are correct, but I think it would be quite a big swing, and we are off and away. We've all made a good getaway. Arsenal's going to lead us into turn 1, with Graham following closely behind. And these are not settings that I would particularly like driving in, so I'm glad it's not me. Oh, there's a couple of people wide. Have we got wide out there? Someone being shuffled down the order. Nobby and Panda's lost out a few positions there. So it is as you were at the front with the front three getting away nice and cleanly. Oh, so a little bit of a tangle going on at the back. Panda's off wide again. And Panda did have a very, very good night last night, especially in the Super Formula, which is obviously going to follow this, so expect him to go well in that again. And up front we do have still so tightly packed. Look at this. Oh, I forgot it was a short track. I was wondering where they were going. So, who do we have in the chat? Oh, we've got Derek, Fever. Oh no, not Connor as well. Jesus. How you doing, gents? Like the stream for us. So yes, Arsenal leads after lap 1. Unsafe going down the inside though. Still very, very tight. Slight going down the inside of James. Smith still towards the back here. He's trying to make his way through. He's a sensible driver, so he'll try and pick his way through sensibly. That's up to 9th. Homer, Garney, Tom, who's filling in. We do have a few people. You know I love you, Connor. We do have a few people just kind of filling in to make up some numbers tonight. We have Homer, who again went very well last night. Got himself a win in the Super Formula. We've got Nubby Norris, and we also have Odon, all filling in just to make up a few numbers. It was a lovely livery there. And we have a few people that are actually filling in for others, even though. Let's have a look and see. I've got a note of who's filling in for who. Let's go and have a look at this battle up front again. So we have Unsafe is filling in for Aaron. We have Arsenal, who's filling in for Chubbs. Where's he gone? Is Avon off somewhere? Yep, he's still off. We've also got Biggles, who is in for SBY tonight. We have Blue Flag, who is in for Rom. How's he getting on? Oh, he's up to 3rd. And we have Derek, who is in for Dusty. So yeah, it's been a bit of a chaotic season in terms of numbers. This is why we've got half a GT2/GT3 grid in a GT1 race. But we'll see it through. We'll get the season finished, and then we move on to the 2-division season next season. Unsafe is starting to make a little bit of getaway. We've got Graham up to 2nd, Blue Flag following closely in 3rd, James up to 4th, and there's someone really wide there. Pagani very, very wide, drifting around turn 1. Not entirely sure that's the correct line, but who am I to criticise? The gap's holding at 7 tenths here, so he's not really able to get too far ahead, but he is purple. And Tom has made his way up to 7th. I think the last time we were on him he was about 12th. So he's getting there. Tom just leaves the space open for Tom to make his way through. And if you leave the space, he's going to take it. 8 tenths the gap now. Graham is closing in slightly. He's using the slipstream. Following Tom closely in 8th. Up to a second now, that gap between Unsafe and Graham. Unsafe going to get Aaron an unlikely win, potentially. James looking up the inside of Sai, blue flag. And we're starting to space out a little bit, it's becoming a little bit less chaotic. Well, as I say that, it's almost 3 wide between Will, Owen and Biggles. Nobby into the top 10 here, he's going well. Arsenal, after leading the first lap, is falling off the back a little bit here, but there's still time to recover. Got half the race left yet, and I'm sure there's going to be an off or two. Tom really trying to get past Tom Duval here, and if anything's racing against him in GT3 is anything to go by, Tom's not the easiest person to pass. Although he has just picked up a half-second penalty, so that might make things a little bit easier. And he's drying up as well, as this is wet week, so all these drivers are going to be on super soft tyres, which aren't able to be driven in the wet, somewhat anyway. So looking up the inside of Graham there and not quite finding the room to make the move stick. James is now right on his tail with Ross not too far behind him. And Tom has found his way past Tom, even before Tom has served the penalty. Pagani is next to try and get through Tom. He's still sitting in 10th, Biggles in 11th, as I like to call it, P. Mikey. Will in 12th, Owen in 13th, Derek in 14th, and Arsenal just trying to get around this track. It is drying up, so it might find things a little bit easier now that the track's drying up, but that gap up front is increasing. It's 1.4 to Graham, but there's a big battle going on behind between Graham, blue flag, and Ross, just waiting to pick up any pieces should these two collide, and they're going side by side. Good move from Sai there. And can he make it stick from Gray? He can. Brilliant move. Good respectful driving as well, as we expect in GT1, but don't always get. And Ross is now right on the tail of Graham. Tom is now in P5. He's made his way up from the back. I say the back, he started pretty much mid-grid from everybody. Any reserves would have had to start at the back. Well, towards the back anyway. The people have just kind of come in to fill in, so you would have started at maybe P12, something like that, with 15 drivers today. Thank you for watching the stream, hope you're all well. Now that Unsafe has someone different behind him, can Sai close in that gap? He's made up 3 tenths, or I say that, he had made up 3 tenths. Oh, yeah, Graham's... I don't know what's happened to Graham. This happened the last time I streamed, by the way. I missed a lot, so expect the same. I will do my best, but I'm not the best at this commentating lark. Pagani has made his way through Tom. Tom Smith is trying to get past James. Oh, he's picked himself up a penalty though. That's going to put him behind Pagani and possibly behind Tom Duval and possibly Homer. Could lose a few positions here. Where is that penalty line? I believe actually, I think it's right at the beginning of the straight as they come out of the last corner. So we'll try and track back in with him as he comes around that. But blue flag has closed the gap somewhat too Unsafe. Yeah, it's less than a second now. Is Unsafe going to be able to keep this this win for old Aaron Taylor? See as that gap comes down any further, up to the last corners. Nine tenths, creeping up to a second. Sai is gaining coming out of that last corner. Now then, where is that line? How many positions is he going to lose here, or will he lose any? Not sure. Pagani and James had the best of exits out of the final corner. Tom goes defensive. Pagani going to try and nail it around the outside. And is he going to make it? Tom holds on to 5th, but he does lose out to 4th. Does he? He might be able to. No, he's going to lose out 4th here. He won't battle that too hard. He loses that 4th, but none of it. Yeah, Unsafe in for Aaron today. Kind of mate. Aaron's got an event going on at his work, so he's not able to race tonight. Yeah, great move by Pagani there. Good respectful driving from the two of them. They've raced for a few years, so you expect nothing less. That's 8 tenths now, the gap between first and second, Unsafe and blue flag. Lost out a little bit of time, maybe he had a penalty, but he's lost a bit of time there, so he's in a little bit of no man's land. He's got a nice gap behind, but he's got a bit of a gap to make up front. We can note him at that now. Oh, Connor. Oh, he'll love you for that comment. Honestly, I'd like to say that he was, but I don't think that's the case. I think he has unfortunately actually got some work to do. But who knows, maybe he's on a few beers. That gap is coming down. Could be a very interesting last lap between these two. Ross is on for a podium here because Pagani and T. Smith are going hammer and tongs at each other. And if Tom can have a good run down this main straight, he might have him going down into turn 1 here. And he has got a good run. He's making up time. Go into this camera just to get a good view of it now. The slip shifts not powerful enough in these cars, but he could have an opportunity going through one of these S's, but yeah, let's have a look and see how the battle up front is going, because it was closing. It's half a second now. Half a second between first and second. Or Unsafe. I think Unsafe, all he needs to really do is keep it clean. And I don't think blue flag is going to get really... Oh, but it has gone wide. Going to give blue flag a nice little run up to these final couple of corners. And Unsafe may just have done enough. Oh, blue flag was going to run a little bit wide there. But a good win there for Unsafe. Blue flag gets second, Ross with 4th. Pagani, Ross with 3rd, Pagani 4th. Tom comes 5th. James 6th. Homer 7th. Panda 8th. Tom DeVal 9th. Graham 10th. Nobby 11th. Biggles 12th. Owen 13th. Derek 14th. And Arsenal not taking the optimal line coming around the last corner, but rounds out the grid in 15th. So there we have it for the Group 4 race. Oh. So now we will have a slight break whilst the lobby gets reset and sorted out for the Super Formula main race. And whilst we wait for that, I will have a quick drink. And we will talk about how the Super Formula race will work. So, as always, it's going to be, I believe it's just the mediums and the hard tyres. Obviously, this is a wet race, so those tyre rules do go out the window. Chances are the dry tyres are not really going to be used in this race. I've seen the settings. It does look horrible, if I'm being completely honest. And as you can see, it is absolutely pissing it down. So last night we saw, I mean, if you have not seen last night's race, I would urge you to watch that at some point over the weekend. It was chaotic, but it ended up being one of FTRL's great races. The entire grid was quite split over the course of the race. There was a few ongoing battles, but genuinely the top 3 all came together with different strategies at the very end of the race, and it made for some brilliant action at the end. As you can see, this is not particularly nice weather. I honestly don't know how these guys are going to cope. I mean, Smith is already drifting around corners. It's going to be absolute chaos, but I cannot wait to see how this goes. Nobby, just do your thing, mate. You've got this. And thanks for stepping in. Makes the stream look good. So yeah, as I mentioned, we are now into our penultimate week. It's week 9 of 10 week season. Tom has not secured the Porsche championship, but he can secure the Super Formula Championship should he win, and I've been sent the information that I need. So Tom needs a 28-point gap to take Super Formula title tonight, and because he had a 30-point lead. Yeah, so the Porsches will go through to the last week of the season between him and Ticani. However, the Super Formulas results are still to be decided now. If that is decided tonight, there is still other stuff to be decided next week, so it's not going to be all lost. But should Tom not get the result he needs tonight, which is obviously it's very likely that he will, because he's Tom, he's quick. But with these conditions, one wrong call in terms of strategy or one kick of the Astra, it could all change for anybody. So next week will be the last week of the season, and there could be to play for in all 3 divisions. So GT3 is the weekend season at Spa with a day to night race. We are Group 3 Aston Martins. Now that division is still wide open, so if I get the standings up, we have Matman still leading the charge at the top. Let me see if I can find, just going to get the points breakdown. Yes, so we have Matman at the top with Tom Duval 8 points behind him. Now that is very easily doable for turn the game sound down. I wonder if that helps. So yes, Tom can easily overcome those 8 points next week, but it's an endurance race. It's going to be around 80 to 90 minutes of GT3 action next week. It's going to be great. I can't wait for the race. It's going to be a great end to the season, and I'm looking forward to seeing who wins that battle. It's been a great battle between the 2 of them. Next week, in terms of GT2 and GT1, we will finish the season. I should probably know this because I've been doing the graphics for that chart. Right. Week 10, finish the season at Interlagos, so one of the iconic tracks of F1. And again, you'll have your normal 9-lap race in the Group 4 Porsches and Super Sport Super Sport only, with a qualifying session, and then the reverse grid with a Formula race for actually actively outside only. Now that is potentially to be a great end of the season as well. So can anyone just confirm that I've just adjusted a little bit on my microphone, did that actually help the sound at all, or it made it worse because you can hear me better? Alright, let's go back to... Alright, we are about to get ready and underway. So, qualifying, 5 minutes of wet quali at Suzuka. We've got a few different tyre choices here, so we've got unsafe on the intermediates, Panda on the intermediates, Graham on the wets, Tom Smith on the wets, Gunn on the wets, Russ on the intermediates, Biggles on the wets, Tom DeVal on the wets, Derek on the wets, and James on the intermediates. We've also got Blue Flag on the wets, Nobby on the intermediates, Nobby, Homer, Arsenal and Owen are not qualifying, so we'll keep an eye and see who's going to be the first across the line. Owen, you can. I wouldn't advise it. We were 1-0 down the last time I checked. Yeah, I think Graham is the one that's currently leading the way in terms of the first across the line. Already, I've got Tom right behind him. I think he's trying to let him go. A little bit of miscommunication between the two of them. So we will follow Tom. Probably no one better at the moment to collar around a track like this, other than possibly Homer. Homer has been absolutely flying in these cars this season. I think everybody's looking forward to racing him in anything but these next season. Oh, Toma's gone wide going around Spoon, which is probably the only party in 34 hours? I don't know, I think it's two corners I know the names of going around here. I think it's the Spoon. Oh, I don't know what's come to. 34 I believe it's called. There we go, right, first flying lap from Tom. They should get 2 laps in. I think I need to get a new headset, if I'm honest, guys, because I'm actually speaking quite loudly. Yeah, honestly, I do think it's the headset. I've had this one since the PS5 came out, so it's probably struggling a little bit. I'll get a new headset between seasons. That way, if I do any more commentary, hopefully it will be. It'll be easier to hear me. So I'll try and project my voice a bit more. But apologies. So Tom just coming through the yeses. Through sector 1. Oh, it's so sketchy. Having to catch it every single slight adjustment of the steering wheel. Coming through these two usually quite fast right-handers, but as you can see, having to take it so easily. I'm not too sure in terms of how quickly the weather changes. I don't know whether the weather will dry up in time to have any kind of. But yeah, we saw that last night. Blue Flag managed to get a superior lap in when crossing the line last and having that last chance to get a lap in. I don't know if they're going to get the same thing tonight. Yeah, I mean, there looks like there's some puddles on this track that look deep enough to swim in. Is he going to, using the overtake? I think even that's risky going up something somewhat not straight. Right, how sketchy is 130R. Oh, it doesn't look fun, does it? He's got around this track somehow, pointing him in the right direction. No, I wouldn't have done. I find it hard enough keeping it in one direction, going in it on a drive track. Going around this last bend. There's 2:03.1 from Tom. Who is going to cross the line next? It's Pagani, for 6 tenths slower. Graham's had a few issues on his lap here. And Biggles. Tom DeVal only 5 tenths behind Tom Smith. I think Graham must have invalidated his lap. Oh no, sorry, he has set a lap. Panda must have done that. Oh no, we haven't crossed the line yet, that's why. Okay. These are very, very tricky conditions. Those on intermediates may have possibly wanted to go onto the wet. Just hovering around that wet line on the the wet gauge next to the tyres down in the bottom left hand corner. Yeah, Nolly, if you're going to go, Fever, if you're going to go skinny dipping, just give us a heads up so we can make this an 18 rated stream, please. Yeah, I think wet probably should have been. How are we looking in terms of second times here? Have we got anybody going purple? So let's see how Tom's getting on when he crosses that. See what that sector time is he going quicker than he did last lap? He is a lot, he is almost a second quicker. Tom's also approaching that second split line. Oh, he's slower than his previous lap. Garney does look like he's had a better lap than he did previously. He's a lot of his overtaking. This is the final lap for everybody. Tom does go quicker. We've got Pagani crossing the line next, and he goes almost 4 tenths slower. Tom is not going to improve either. Not many are improving. If anything, looks like and Slab just caught that on stream. Slab with a big old tank stopper coming out of there you are. Yeah, it doesn't look like anybody's going to be improving. So it is Tom Smith on pole, followed by Tom Duval with a brilliant qualifying session for him. I know he's 1.8 off the pace, but considering he's come from GT3 to cover in tonight, brilliant job from him. Just to go over the who is in for who again. Tom is in for Lee, so he'll be hoping that Lee will be hoping that at least that Tom can get some decent points here for that old Lee Cole who's coming out in Germany. Yeah, we did have to kind of wait for the timer to finish because we do have a few of those in the pits. It shouldn't take too much longer, and they will be on the way for the main feature race of the evening. One spin, right? James, you've got this. I believe in you. Trust yourself. So there we have it. Let's quickly go over the qualifying results. So Tom with the best lap, followed by Tom Duval, Pagani, Biggles, Derek, Unsafe, Ross, Graham, Panda, Blue Flag, Jaden, and then we've got the pros filling in as reserves. We've got Arsenal, Odon, Nobby Norris, and Homer. And let's get on track so I don't miss the start of the race because I have almost done that before. So let's gauge from the room. Has anybody made their final decision on what car they're going to use next season yet? No, mine is still very much in limbo. There's still plenty of time to make the decision. I've been keeping an eye on when the car selections come in. We've had 3 in so far. They've made their decisions very early, and I will not tell you who's picked what. So, yep, I think that's pretty much what most people have done so far, Phoebes. I think they've narrowed it down to like a top 3 or 4, maybe 5 that they really liked, and knocked off a couple on the head that they don't like at all. Predictions for this race, I'll be in comms qualifier by lap 3. So last night you did brilliantly to come back from what was a horrible position to get into the top 10. So I'll be more than happy to welcome you into the comment box should you wish. However, I can see what's going better for you though. Yeah, Phoebes, I've been very, very surprised by the Lambo. I quite enjoy driving it. I think I just need to do more testing in terms of tyre wear. I don't know who caught the GT3 race this week, but one thing that made me realise is I am really not good at tyre wear, even on wheel. So I need to take that into real consideration. I'm not bad at fuel saving, but I need to take into consideration that I'm not very good at tyre wear, so I will be doing some practice possibly tonight, maybe tomorrow. But yeah, because I was flirting with the idea of a Lambo and a Ferrari as well, but I'm starting to kind of think to myself it might not be the best idea. Anyway, predictions for the race. Who do we think? It's hard to not look past a Tom win here, especially starting on pole. I'm gonna go for a Tom win, but I'm also gonna go for a. What were the so a quick look. So that's not what I wanted. Oh yeah, hang on. I can't see the results because I've got to remove qualifying. We'll have a look and see what the starting grid's looking like. When the grid lines up, we'll have a look and see what it's like, and then we'll go from there in terms of predictions. Yeah, it's an incredibly hard race to predict this one. With the weather, and I know it's kind of preset. There are a couple of random moments, a couple of random slots in there, I believe. But it's not like it's clockwork. It's not like it's always going to rain at like 10, for example. There is an element of surprise in there. There's also the whole thing of what if you're approaching the pit lane at a very awkward time, so it is about decision making. So we should be underway very shortly. Well, I was just about to say that unsafe seems pretty comfortable going around that corner almost flat out. And he almost went wide. Well, he did go wide, almost spun round. Tom is chilling. Oh dear, my little girl is crying. That's not what I need. I will be right back, guys. Well, that's what happens when you try streaming when you're on your own and you have kids. Sorry about that, chaps. No, thank you, Phoeba. Just my little girl just woke up and wanted daddy, one of those things. Wife's working, so... Okay, so hopefully we're going to get underway now. I may speak a little bit softer just for the time being, just to let her kind of get back into a deep sleep. But hopefully you can still hear me okay and we can enjoy this. It is, mate, and to be fair, part of me loves it. Okay, let's have a look at the start of this grid. So we have Tom Duval on the front row with Tom. Pagani as well, I could see him doing well tonight. I'm going to tip him for a podium, and I'm going to go for an unsafe podium as well, I think. So it's a good start up front for Tom. Let's get back into here. Oh, Tom Duval has absolutely smashed the start. And he's going to take the lead in turn 1. Tom Duval leads, Tom Smith in second, Pagani being attacked by Unsafe in third, and battle for that third and fourth. Ross, Biggles, Graham, Blue Flag, Arsenal, Homer, Derek, James, Panda, Nobby and Owen all getting around there nice and cleanly by the looks of it. And Tom Duval is 7/10 clear. Sandbagging the GT3, look at him. Oh, Tom with a massive snap of oversteer there. And Pagani struggling to keep that thing pointed in a straight line as well. It's so tricky. And get punted there a little bit by Unsafe and managed to keep it in between the white lines. And Thompson out, I don't know what happened there, but the two Toms have switched. So again, I've missed something on screen, which is what I do. But I don't think Tom Duval should sweat this too much. I think he should just follow Tom Smith around, let him do what he does, and they'll probably end up pulling away a little bit from the pack behind, although Pagani has made a little bit of a getaway from Unsafe in 4th. Ross is a second behind in 5th. Biggles in 6th. Graham is Blue Flag in 8th. Homer in 9th, and James rounds up the top 10. So it'll be interesting to see what the gaps are as they cross the start line for the first time. They're going to have a different settings. Oh, Tom's going to... Oh, I thought he was going to send it through the fast left kink there. Yes, as they come around the... Oh, Tom is deep. He's gone very deep at the final chicane. Tom Duval sends it down. Oh, no, it's not. It's Pagani who sends it down the inside. Pagani takes the lead in this race. So even Tom Smith making mistakes at the early start of this race. But look at this, going side by side. This is going to be... Oh, Pagani gets better off that and sits in behind. Doesn't see the point in fighting it that early on. Let's have a look at this as they go through the S's. Trying to follow someone dirty air in this kind of condition can't be easy. Keeping nice and straight at the moment, but it's clearly treacherous. Yeah, we've got the Tom's lost out a few places, but he's clearly got pace. He's clearly got the pace, so if you stick with these guys, I think he could be in for a very good result here. Biggles had a really good run there, but thought better of sending up the inside of those fast right. It's not really an opportunity, but I'll go over to it, taking opportunity. Ross up to 3rd. Ross this season, I said it on my last stream, but he has been absolutely brilliant this season. He's got so much, picked up so much pace. And he's given Tom, his teammate, a run for his money. And I'm really looking forward to see how Ross attacks next season. So I think if he's given his own choice of car, I know he'll get one of the last choices, so I think he's going to be towards the top of the top of the list. But I think he could be here for a very good season next season. Tom has eked out a 2-second gap here over Pagani. Now Pagani may be on a different strategy. They are both on the wet tyres. In fact, I think everybody looks like they are... Oh, we do have a couple of intermediate runners in Nobby Norris, Owen, and that's it. So Nobby and Owen are the only two that can't run the intermediates. That might come and pay dividends if the running eases off and they don't need to stop for... Oh, a couple of offs there. Hammers off. Oh, this is getting very congested at the back here. Homer in the, I don't know if that's just a glitch on my end, but Homer seems to be just in the box standard GT livery. Is there anybody else that's got that currently, or? Tom up to 5th, he's made up a place there. Biggles currently sitting in 6th. These are not nice conditions, I would not like to race in this. James currently bringing up the rear. Come on, James. You can do this, mate. 2 seconds still the gap between Tom Smith and Pagani. Still got 31 laps of this, guys. Apparently Ross is in power mode 4, but that may be a glitch on my end, because usually you get the map down in the bottom right hand corner, whereas Tom, you've obviously got the fuel mapping. Everybody else has the map, so it could just be a complete visual glitch. Tom has picked up a penalty, but he should still be more than enough clear to keep that first position even going through the penalty line, should that gap stay the same. I was just starting to get a little bit of space on track. And Homer and Oval are probably these four are probably the closest on track together. Really appreciate some of these guys actually jumping in and covering some of the absentees, and just in terms of actually getting just jumping in and actually getting this grid up to a full grid. Down to P4 now, so yeah, everyone's fuel's about the same, so I'm guessing everybody's kind of doing the same thing in terms of fuel at least. So that's like Tom has been rinsing his, he's used a bit more than everybody else. No one really seems like they're fuel saving. Ross does seem like he's probably got the most out of anybody else, but I don't think it's representative. Well, it has changed to power mode. Maybe that is actually working, because it's changing as he's going around the corners. Maybe it is what he's actually doing. Anyway, I digress. Tom has now gained, got his gap up to 3 seconds. We have a battle going on in between Tom Duval and Ross for P4. Ross getting a little bit sideways, giving Tom Duval the run. That's a great move around the outside from Tom Duval. Get this guy into GT1 next season. Graham currently sitting in 7th, Biggles in 6th, Blue Flag in 8th. Going well. Hando after that little excursion off track a little while ago. Still sitting in P-Monkey, but going well. Slowly they have to go around those corners. Tom Duval making a bit of a break from Ross after he's passed him. I don't know whether he's gelling with maybe it's because he's gelling with the race settings a little bit easier, or whether he's not fuel saving or using some overtake. But he's made a bit of a break. He's got a 1.5 second gap between him and Ross now, and it was only this Saturday he took 4th place from him. 3.5 now. Obviously, until people start, Pagani jumping over the curbs there a little bit, going wide into the final chicane, and that's given Unsafe a great run on him coming down this straight. He could have him here if he's not going to use any of the overtake. There's plenty of this race left to use it. That's 6 seconds now. That's a big gap now. And it's going to take anything really than a Tom getting stuck in on dries in very wet weather, or a massive calamity mistake from Tom to change anything but a Tom win now at the moment. But you never know, it can happen. And we've lost to Ross. We've lost to Ross. Ross is all the way down to 15th. He must have had it off somewhere. Look at that lap time on lap 4, 2 minutes 19. So he's clearly had a fairly big one there. Giggly. So he's now sitting in P15. And it's, yeah, obviously Nobby is part of the Ferrari team. However, tonight he is just racing for a bit of fun. Yeah, I don't know if you call this fun, but just to make the stream look a little bit more packed than what it would have been. So it will only be Ross and Tom picking up points for Team Ferrari tonight. That's a nice little gaggle of cars here that are currently having a bit of a scrap. Arsenal, Blue Flag and Derek. Just doesn't look like very nice. Very nice track to drive on at the moment. Just check the English score, still losing 1-0. Great. Just what we want going into the Euros. Anyway. I think we're going to really increase that gap from unsafe behind him by about a second since the last time we checked. And he does get it stopped in time this time. Gains a little bit of time on Tom in the process, although a little skid on the way out, just going to give that time back to Tom. Tom Duval still going really well in P4. He absolutely over the moon with this if he can see it through or even improve. Tom Duval does get overtaken by Biggles, and he must have just had a much better run it out of that final corner. So Biggles up to P4, going well. Obviously Biggles is in for Sean tonight, I believe. Derek up to 7th, so this is scrap still ongoing. And Derek at the moment has come out on top in that. There's a little bit of a gap forming between him and Graham in front. Ross has made his way past his technically his teammate. Nobby's maybe heading off. But yeah, Ross has set his fastest lap of the race after that disastrous one on lap 4. James is starting to make his way back towards the main part of the grid. He's now coming up behind his brother. And will there be any family orders? I don't know if that's part of the family orders. I think that might just be going wide. And home are looking for a move around the outside of Arsenal. Oh, it's very sketchy going around there and trying to send it. He's made it stick. As I've mentioned before, he's very good in these conditions and just in these cars in general. So I'm not too sure when we're going to start seeing the first round of pit stops. Boring old T. Smith has a 7.5 second lead almost. I'm just going to leave you with Tom Smith just for a minute while I go and grab a drink. So that's that 8-second gap obviously has increased since I went to go to my kitchen. And how is it looking up and down the grid? Barney has a nice little gap between him and Unsafe behind. Unsafe also has a nice little gap between in front and behind. Tom is, again, everybody's just spacing out a little bit now. Closest battle is still ongoing between around the P8, P9, P10 area of the grid. And James has made his way past Owen, and so has Arsenal. Yeah, Arsenal as well. Owen's dropped down a little bit. Ross still plugging away. I still do think that fuel mapping could actually be accurate to what Ross is doing. So it's an interesting thing that I can see there. Because there's a lot of people, Owen especially, has used a lot more fuel than Ross. I think Ross is fuel saving. I think he could be going for maybe a lesser stop race, or maybe he knows that the rain is coming, so he can get his fuel to a certain lap. He can not have to pit do an extra pit stop to change tyres to intermediates or into slick if it does dry up. Safe as closing up at that gap onto Pagani by about a second and a half there. That rain sounds like it's getting harder, doesn't it? If you look at that moisture meter on that left hand side, bottom left of your screen, you will notice that it is fairly into the top segment here, which means it is wet, higher conditions. So there's around the S's it does look a bit drier, but there was definitely a big area of the track that is full wet conditions. Or Owen just dips the wheel onto the outside Astro and manages to catch it nicely. Yeah, a lot of these cars now are showing that the moisture meter is actually coming down towards it's like a dry line forming on this track. I think it has stopped raining now. I do think it stopped. So we may well see a dry line forming. So it'll be interesting to see who takes the plunge first, who goes and tries to put on the slick tyres, or who changes to intermediates. Doesn't bother changing to slicks. Tom sets his fastest lap of the race, so that could be an indicator of how quickly this track is going to start ramping up now. Look at these lap times are absolutely dropping. Ross is just set at 1:55, which is 5 seconds quicker than Tom's fastest lap that he just set. So there's clearly a dry line forming, and it is going to get a lot quicker. Like I say, I don't know when the rain will start falling again, because I almost guarantee it will start falling again. Yep, Nobby, even with the fastest lap, 53 flaps. Go on, Nobby. Show him his best, and he's purple, 1.8 seconds purple. He's flying. Go on, Nobby. Let's hear it in the chat for Nobby. Nobby is my teammate next season as well, so I would love nothing more than for him to do well. I believe it's my teammate actually. Second guessing myself here, but I do believe he's my teammate. He is indeed. Yeah, absolute legend is Nobby. Now Tom is in the pits. What is he going to go on to? He will change tyres. So this will be interesting to see what he goes on to. Pagani goes on for another lap, as does Unsafe. As does Graham. A lot of people just deciding to carry on. I'm intrigued to see what Tom goes on to here. Tom is on the hard tyre. Takes it nice and easy coming out of that pit lane, because that pit lane is treacherously wet. Doesn't really get many cars going over it, so it will be a lot wetter than the rest of the track. And in 22 seconds the gap to Pagani. How much time will he gain here? Because there are still elements of this track that are wet. This is the element, this is the part of the race that Tom needs to be careful. In fact, everybody who pits onto dry tyres will need to be wary of, because you dip a wheel onto the wet part of that track, sayonara. He's gaining a lot of time coming through here. He's gained about a second since the start of the S's. I think Tom has played it beautifully by the looks of it. He just needs to keep it on that dry line. It's interesting to see. Oh, just caught the end of that big snap there from Pagani. Yeah, that gap is coming down very quickly. I can predict, but I think by the end of this lap, that gap may well completely be gone. He'll be back into the lead of this race, and I think the gap between him and Pagani, or him and second, will be far greater than what it was when he pitted. So here comes Pagani. Surely Pagani will follow suit and be in this lap. He is indeed, and he's run out of fuel. He has run out of fuel, and he just made it into the pits before unsafe. Maybe we could have possibly jumped him. To Smith, he comes around the final chicane, keeping it on that dry line. You can see where that dry line is. Going to this camera here, you can see the dry line on the outskirts of the track being extremely wet. The guy's only just started putting fuel into this gap. Is going to be huge by the time he comes out of the pits. It'll be interesting to see what tire he goes with. Don't forget, they can only use one, even though tyre rules are kind of taken out of the equation. I do believe they can still only use one set of mediums. So Pagani has come out on mediums, but he's lost it coming out of the pits. He's caught that wet line and spun. And he's like, he caught Ross, but Ross has managed to save it. Ghosting not being a thing at the moment. Oh, unsafe. And Biggle's going at it. Unsafe, gives the position up. It's very dry now. Be interesting to see when the rain comes next, because Ross is on the mediums. So Ross must have pitted the same lap Tom did, put the mediums on, and has had a brilliant overcut on a few of these drivers. Sticks with his fuel mix too, so very interesting. Ross going purple. He's dipped a wheel into the wet though. This is that awkward point though, if you do. And Homer, I think, may have just saved Ross there a little bit. Could have been a little bit more awkward for him. The gap now between Tom and second place is almost 12 seconds, but we saw how quick Will was last night. And I mentioned this in the chat last night. Will was doing this with no assists, which to me is mind-boggling, and he's just set the fastest lap of the race by over 2 seconds, which is a 1:40.6. Unbelievable pace from Will. Considering he's having to try and keep it within the white, not obviously the white lines, but within the dry line area of this track. He's got such confidence in the car. It's great to see. And in minute lost twice. That's fantastic. Oh dear. Anyway, he's gone purple again, and he's gaining ample amount of time. I mean, he is on the medium tyres compared to the front, but this is brilliant pace here from Pagani, from Panda. Absolutely flying. It's great to see. With being on this medium tyre, he has to make it work. He has to make sure that he gets as much time out of this compared to the hard tyre that Tom's on. So if he can carry on that, he'll be on for a very good result. unsafe, and Pagani Hamilton's all unsafe, just goes a little bit wide, may give Pagani the run, but there's not as much run to room to run too wide around here with a wet line on the outside. Pagani have made that stick going around the outside. That is incredibly brave. Any dip of the wheel on the wet surface there could have been disastrous for Pagani. And there's 22 seconds gap between Will and Pagani. Just waiting that extra lap seems to have been, just not worth it really. But anyway, it could be different strategies. There could be different elements at play here, and it's all going to unfold at the very end. And I think Ross is a big gainer out of picking when he did, because he's now up to 7th after having what seemed to be a fairly disastrous lap on lap 4. He's made up so much time compared to some of the others. Tom's still going well in the top 10. Blue flag hunting him down, but doesn't seem to gel all that well with these super formulas. Still wet patches. Still some wet patches on this track. Pagani's almost run into one of them. Manages to just keep it on the dry bit. And on he goes again. Unsafe in hot pursuit. Graham not far behind him either. In fact, Graham's got a very good run here. Could he go for a move into Spoon? He's going to think better of it. It's probably better off trying to make that move into the chicane at the top of the very top of the hill. That gap now is 18 seconds to. I think Will may have had enough on the slight off on this lap, because he's 7 seconds slower than his previous. Yeah, 8 seconds slower than his previous. That gap to Tom is now 18 seconds. It is getting darker, Phoebes. I've just noticed that myself. It is getting extremely grey up there. Those blue skies that we saw very, very, very briefly are gone. And Tom is coming round to the lap. I believe it may be, yep, it is James. James is off again. Not enjoying it tonight, James, but he'll plug away, I'm sure. Keep going, buddy. These aren't easy conditions to drive in. I applaud anybody that just sees it through. I really do. Never been one for rage quitting. Don't see the point in it. I think you learn more from just sticking it out. It's easy said than done sometimes. I know that some people just kind of see red something and they want that one out, but it's great when people they struggle. Oh, and just to say that Biggles just goes wide. Hasn't lost all that much time pursuing. It could have been a lot worse, but he's back on track and he's going again. Got blue flag approaching fast. And that gap that was about 12 seconds has now come down to just under 4. Tom very, very close behind Homer. Ross up to 6th, and Tom is now back into the pits with only 4% fuel. So he purposely short fueled. What is he going to change onto here? Does he know that the rain is coming? And if he does, has he made the right call on pitting now? Intrigued to see what he goes on to here. Or does he even change tyres? Is this just a quick refuel? I mean, it does look like he's filling up. He's on the mediums, so he must know that the mediums, the rain isn't coming just yet, and they can get enough use out of these mediums to chuck them on now and thrash them around the lap. This track for a few laps. So maybe it's just getting a little bit cloudy. The rain will come, I'm sure. Tom must know that rain is not coming for at least, I'd say, 10 laps, because he's fueled. He's fueled for a number of laps there. There's 20 seconds between him and the leader who's currently Panda. Will be in this lap. Will be in this lap. Graham has more than enough fuel to carry on going. As does Unsafe. And so does Pagani. Pagani had a bit of a rough lap last lap, 9 seconds slower in his burst, but so Will is going to be in. What does he do? Because I think that might give us a bit more clues, a few more clues as to what's going on with the weather. I can imagine Will is going to pit for mediums as well. Sorry, hards for another set of slicks. Unless again, like as I mentioned last time, unless he doesn't change tyres and just sticks on for another 5 or 6 laps. But they will wear quite heavily around this track. Graham carries on the mediums. Unsafe carries on the mediums. Let's have a look and see what Will does here. But Tom Smith does go through. Sparks flying from Pagani's car. Love how cool that looks. And Will is out on the same tyres, but he's fueled, and he's fueled a lot. So he's fueled probably more, about the same for what Tom fueled up. So maybe there is a strategy thing that is going on here that Tom and Panda are following. Ross still has enough fuel, so he doesn't need to pit. As always, Ross's tyre wear is phenomenal. Ross keeping it on the inside, and he's done well there to get that. Little freeway battle going on here for 5th, 6th and 7th. Tom is only 7.5 seconds off the lead, currently owned by Graham. Graham must be trying to see this out till the rain comes. I can't see him pitting until it does. Is it raining? I don't know if it is yet. Because if it is, Tom's going to miss out big time because he would have used his mediums and he's only used them for a lap. Keep an eye on, see if anybody pits, either this lap or next. That rain meter on the left hand side on the dry line is completely dry, it is bone dry. Let's have a look, is anybody at Spoon? Hold on, is still seems dry. It may be very slightly spitting, but there could be some rain coming. If that's the case, then Tom may lose out a bit here. Granted, it's only 6.5 seconds to the leader, but if it does start raining now, and Graham gets basically a free pit stop over those who did pit, Graham would inherit the race lead. It would be net race lead. Just catching a bit of the outside wet part of the tarmac there. Let's just have a look, and Tom DeVault is about to come round Spoon. Let's just have a quick look at that moisture meter, just in case I have started. There is a little bit, but I think that's only on the wet line. Yeah, I do still think it's dry. I think you're wishing for it to rain, Fever. Because when it does, I think Chaos will ensue. You could be on for a race win here, and if you get caught on in a downpour, you saw it a couple of times yesterday. People just don't quite pit at the right time, don't get onto those wet tyres. You could be really classed up very, very quickly. So guy is closing in on Graham here. I'm saying he's keeping close watch on Pagani, but I don't know if he's really attacking him. Might just be trying to save a bit of fuel, save his tyres, keep going. Piggles will need to pit this lap coming up. Tom DeVault is in the pits. What's he going to go on to? I'm assuming he's going on to This is saying that Tom's on the racing mediums, but they're fresh. So did he forget to fuel last lap? Because it said that he did. Very interesting. And he's fueled fully up. So maybe he forgot to put fuel in last lap. He's now on the racing hards. But he's going down to 10th. Graham has a 3-second lead over Pagani. Unsafe has just dropped up a little bit from the back of Pagani here. I don't know whether that's fuel saving or a slight mistake. Ah, okay, Phillips, thanks mate. Oh, Pagani with a big snap there, and now Unsafe is right on him. I think Pagani wants in the pits, he does. He's run out of fuel again. That is not very Pagani-like. Now Tom has the now Tom has the challenge of catching Unsafe because Graham is in the pits. Well, what will Graham go on to? Graham's going on to his mediums, yep. Graham is onto the hard tyres. So, clearly no rain coming yet. Because everybody is sticking with the slicks. Pagani still on the racing mediums. Hasn't changed tyres, but he has put a load of fuel in. Keep an eye on your fuel, Pagani. Ross currently in 8th, plenty of fuel in this car. He must have picked this up as well. He's got the racing mediums on as well, so he didn't change tyres. Ross had a really good run on Tom then, but couldn't quite get around the outside to make the move on Tom. He will try and go down the inside of the lead. No. Again, this isn't really an overtaking spot, so he's going to let Tom go. Tom's wide. That's going to give Ross the run going into the hairpin. Tom, there's a little bit of lag on Tom there, which sometimes it does make it a little bit difficult to pass. Especially in these conditions. Unsafe is in. Tom re-inherits his lead. And I'm sure Unsafe will probably, if he changes tyres, will more than likely go onto the hards. He does change tyres, so that will be the hard tyre for Unsafe. Hope I got that one right this time, Phoebes. Yep, Homer is in as well. Tom has a 20.5 second lead over Will, who is still on the medium tyres, far more worn than Tom, because he's double stinted them. Tom is absolutely flying at the moment. Pagani has set the fastest lap. He did set it a few laps ago, but 29.8. So I wonder whether we'll see anybody beat that before the end of the race. There's still 14 laps of this race to go. And there's plenty of room for chaos. Oh, the yellow flag. Who is that up ahead? Pagani? No, it is Nobby Norris. Ross in 6th, Tom in 7th, Homer in 8th, Biggles in 9th, Odom in 10th. Blue flag in 11th, Derek in 12th, James in 13th, Nobby just getting out of the way of Unsafe, nicely done mate, and Arsenal bringing up the rear in 15th. Oh. Yeah, very good for Nobby letting the back, that was a back marker, letting everybody through. 15 seconds now, the gap between Will and Tom. Pagani still sitting in third, going very well, so my podium prediction for Pagani is currently looking very good. Ross and Tom Duval still scrapping away. This is a great little battle between the two. I'm not too sure these two think the same. Go on board with Tom Duval. Ross is on more mediums, Tom is on pretty fresh hards. Ross is trying to make a getaway, break through it, but Tom isn't letting that happen. This is the kind of super formula we like to, we really enjoy watching. Dry track and incredible downforce and powerful cars. Not able to get away. You can see him in that you see Tom Duval in those rearview mirrors. He's not giving Ross the chance to breathe here. When he use any of his overtaking, Tom Duval may. He's in the slipstream, so he might not need to, but he's not going to be able to make a move into 30R. Can he make a move into the chicane? Oh, he tries. Side by side, and Ross make a brilliant defensive move there from Ross. Making it extremely hard for Tom Duval here, but Tom Duval is not, despite the fact that he's come from GT3, even though he's a very quick GT3 driver. He's giving these GT1 boys a good run for their money, and Ross just tags the back of him. Yeah, I don't know if that was any kind of lag or anything, or whether it's just a slight miscalculation, but it's incredibly intense racing between these two, and Tom seems to win that battle just for now. What's that gap coming there? It's stayed roughly around the 18.5, 19 second mark. Tom seems to have got that covered at the moment. Will may need to pit this lap. He is redlining on his fuel, and those tyres are absolutely knackered. Same with Pagani. Pagani's got a lot more fuel, so Will may very well be in this lap, but it'll be interesting to see what tyres he goes into. He may well have to get onto hards, because that slide does not look like it's crying out rain anytime soon. So we could be in for a fairly dry race for a little bit longer. Yeah, he's driving very well. He's unsafe. Pagani is in after probably to get rid of those tyres. So I'm going to say Pagani will be onto the hard tyres, as will. How much they're going to fuel up by that is the question, because they may not want to fuel up too much if they know that rain is coming. Or if they're not too sure, they may need to fuel up to the top. Ross moves up to 5th, Tom moves up to 4th, unsafe into the podium positions, with Graham now chasing down Tom, albeit a fairly long gap. And Tom has cleared a couple of back markers. And he's making his way towards Spoon Curve. So out comes Will on hard tyres and full fuel, so Pagani does the same. It's going to be very interesting to see if any more. Biggles is off, he's down to 9th. It's going to be very interesting to see if any more rain does come, which I'm sure it will. I can't imagine whoever actually came up with the race settings that they would have just left it at this and allowed them to have a nice dry race, considering what the GT2 boys went through last night. But it'll be interesting to see what kind of rain we get and when. It could be a gamble for someone to pit onto a certain tyre at a certain point to try and close any gaps, but any gambles, as you know, can also go the other way. Just a bit more space down now. Lando and Pagani, probably the closest battle on track with what, a 1 second gap. Oh no, we've got Odon and Derek. A battle over P. Mikey. It's a legendary position to get that if you could finish there. I should know. I finished there plenty of times. Oh yeah, I mean, Tom, that's a scruffy lap from Tom's standards, 47 compared to 44 in the previous. And in comparison, Graham had one of his better laps there, 141.3. So yeah, he is gaining. I think at this point it is going to take something quite miraculous to get, you know, that gap that Tom has. Although saying that, Tom does need to pit now. And Graham will not need to pit until it, possibly until it rains again, so this could even out a little bit more here between Graham and Tom. Be interesting to see. Just trying to keep an eye on that. Let's have a look at that sky. It is getting a bit grey again, isn't it? It's getting grey. This is either going to be an absolute masterstroke from Tom, because he may time this very well in terms of pitting. He may well pit for inters. Or he may need to pit for hards again. Or, again, may not change tyres. 15 seconds that gap now. Tom does not pit. Surely Tom's got to be in fuel mix 6 here. And he has got to be fuel saving massively to try and make it another lap. Yeah, you can hear it in the engine. He's definitely turned that fuel mapping down to, I'm guessing, at least 5. So let's just keep an eye on that gap between Graham and Tom, because that gap is going to really come down. If Graham can keep this clean, I can see this gap being less than 6 seconds by the end of this lap, easily, possibly less than that. Graham could very well catch Tom by the end of this lap. This is very, very interesting. Tom could run out of fuel before the end of this lap, even in fuel map 6. He is on absolute pixels on that fuel gauge. He is. Oh, Graham flies into P1. He has run out of fuel. I don't know. I don't think he has, because I think when you run out of fuel, he's down to. I think you go down to like 50 miles an hour. Now he has. This is massive, and Graham now pits and gets in there before Tom. Graham has inherited the net race lead here. And Unsafe is in as well. Tom, do they know that rain's coming? Tom is in as well. Everybody seems to be pitting. Everybody seems to know that something's coming over the horizon and that there may be rain on the way. Let's keep an eye on what tyres Graham goes on to. He's filling up a long way, saying there must be rain coming. It is raining. It's raining in the pit lane. You can see it on the ground. It is raining. We have rain again at Suzuka. Let's go. This is going to be a great race. Graham now inherits the net race lead. Now we have to know Tom is Tom. He is very, very quick. He can easily nail the next 8 laps and win this race. But Graham is no slouch either. This is going to be one hell of a finish for this race. When you think that there was a 20-second gap between first and second not long ago, we now have the top 8 covered by 24 seconds. Like it's bunched. I think that doesn't seem that I know, but it has bunched up a fair amount. And Tom has been ruining that extra lap, because if he had pitted onto inters just for 1 lap while it's dry, and I know they would have worn a little bit, or even for wet, I know they would have worn for a little bit, but at least he would have been able to send it a little bit more than he was able to, fuel saving for the entire lap. But anyway, hindsight is 2020. Let's see how these next 8 laps, 7.5, unfold. So we do have the top 2 currently on wet tyres. Unsafe Tom and Panda and Biggles all on the intermediates. Everybody else seems to be on the wet tyres, so Ross, Pagani and Homer all on the wet tyres along with the top 2. This is going to be interesting. In terms of fuel, Tom had underfueled. I don't know whether that's underfueled in terms of whether that's it's not enough for him to get to the end, or whether it's just that maybe Graham has overfueled. But it may well be that Tom needs to do a little bit of fuel saving to ensure that he can get the full way, but before into the track, or before into the race. Gained a lot of time on Graham in this first lap, in that outlap. But unsafe is on for a very good result here. He's raced brilliantly in this race. There's a race here for the P4 between Homer Pagani and Tom Duval. Is Homer going to be close enough to make a move into the first corner here? I can't believe he's already been note. And I would have said before, Ross, considering he was fair way off the back of the pack after that full flat disaster, he's done so well to get it to recover into this race and be in the position he is. Will was in hot pursuit. I mean, another decent race. Tom can now see Graham firmly in his sights. I don't know if Graham will fight this all that much. And again, there may be more changes to the weather on the way. It could dry out, it could get worse, it could get better, I don't know. So there may be elements to this strategy from certain drivers, but like the intermediate runners, but know that it's going to go back to intermediate running. Or Graham with a bit of a snap, and Tom is going to get a run on him down towards 30 yards. Yeah, and he breezes past him. I don't think Graham's going to worry about trying to fight it. Tom eases off, just goes around on 30 yards. Yep. Oh, he catches the gravel and somehow manages to gather it up. Oh, great save there from Tom there, but there's still all to play for. And as you can see, even Tom makes mistakes. I do think that it may have been a slight mistake not pitting on that, not pitting and doing that extra lap when he didn't have the fuel. But he's been doing this longer. He's better at this than I am, so he may well know that was a better thing to do. Homer and Tom Duval Homer and Tom's down the main straight. Tom Duval just tucks into Homer's slipstream and goes around the turn 1 rather than attacking and going for a move. Pagani sitting in P6, Ross in P7, and Panda in P8, Biggles in P10, and Blue Flag rounding up the top 10. James not enjoying himself out there tonight. A few of these guys just plugging away. Good on you lads. It is really good to see. It's not easy being, when you're at the back and having to mope around on your own. I've done it plenty of times. I often do. But it's good to see, it really is. And then that gap in front is just increasing a little bit more. 2.2 seconds between him and Graham now. That sky bars very, very grey. The ground is not getting any drier, is it? It's going to be, I think it can be like this until the end of the race, if I'm honest. We had a nice little dry patch in the middle. I don't think we're going to get any more dry running. I think those ground clouds are getting darker. Well, I think if Tom Duval can finish in P6, I think he'd be over the moon with that. Jumping in at fairly short notice, colourfully, originally in GT3, I think he'd be absolutely over the moon with a P6. He does have a very fast Ross approaching in height. But as we've seen, Tom does have the capability to... Oh, Tom does just go a little bit wide there. I think he caught his left tyre on the gravel, hampered his braking a little bit, but that part worth up going, just getting away a little bit, but he's still within touching distance. I think Graham will be over the moon with a P2 if I'm honest. 5 laps to go. If you gave him P2, I think he'd snatch your hand off. For the only person to beat him would be Tom Smith. Don't think you really complain about that, if I'm honest. This is just looking so sketchy. Tom made a point in our group chat about the F1 earlier, about this, just a little slight of rain at the moment. They decided to call the F1 off, even in practice and things like that. Well, we don't call it off for FTRL, that's for damn sure. Sorry, Moff just ruined my eye. Yeah, brilliant strategy from Graham. He's driven really well as well. He's had a couple of little skirmishes. He had a couple of little tricky points on the track, but I think on the whole he's driven really well. I mean, look at those laps towards the end of that bar, 24, 23, 22 and 20 and 21. All within 5 tenths of each other pretty much. Absolutely brilliant from Graham. He's a very good driver. I know he struggled a little bit this season with the 2 different cars, but he's a very quick driver and I'm sure he's going to be back on it next season in terms of fighting for podiums and wins and all sorts. Yeah, everyone's just a little bit more spaced out now the rain has increased some of these gaps. One of my favourite people in FTRL, James. Not enjoying tonight, but he won't quit. He's someone who finishes. He's a good lad. I love him. P5. Yeah, everyone's just a little bit more spaced out now, so this could be, unless any... the rain does seem to be easing off just slightly. Although I say that, you go back on board and it doesn't sound like it. Does anyone have any bold predictions for the Canadian Grand Prix this weekend? Other than Max on pole and Max pissing off another easy win. I'd love one race where it's just, I don't know, like, it goes off turn 1, has to fight his way from the back, doesn't do it for whatever reason. I think I've seen those top 3 teams of Red Bull, McLaren and Ferrari may be closing that gap to Red Bull, so fingers crossed we can get back to some actual racing in F1 again. Now someone is off. Who is that? Oh, it's Derek. Derek's just must have gone wide coming out of 130R. He's kept out of the way of Graham there. A little bit awkward, but generally kept out of the way. Graham still keeping unsafe at arm's length, 6.8 seconds to get between him and third, so unsafe looks likely as well to get a podium today, which would be an unbelievable result for him. Really good result. Aaron will be thrilled with that point tally coming his way. But obviously, I do believe it's half points, although unsafe is in his team, so correct me if I'm wrong actually, and maybe that he gets 4 points. I think it's if someone who is not in your team can't do that. If someone who's not in your team reserves you only get half points. But don't hold me to that. And you're trying to catch up with Ross. I can see him just in the distance in between all the mist and spray from the rain. It's going to be very unlikely to catch him. All these tyres, because it's raining so heavily, it's hardly anywhere on any of them. Hope it gets out of the way of unsafe. T. Smith's driven this one brilliantly. Like I say, I did question his decision to stay out one extra lap. However, who am I to say? Do you know what I mean? Like, this guy, he's not a multiple FTRL champion for nothing. You know, it's one of those things where he knows what he must have known what he was doing. You know, I think we were right to question it. So he's on to his another win this season. Graham is on to another brilliant result for him. P2. Unsafe is on for a P3. Homer with a brilliant P4 after his win last night. Garney P5. I think he will be somewhat pleased with that result. I don't think he's particularly enjoyed the super performance this season, but he does what Garney does. He sticks with it and he finds results. Tom, like I said, he would be over the moon with a P6, but he does have Ross very quickly approaching. And 3 seconds behind now with 3 laps to go. Panda P8. I think he'll be a little bit disappointed after his brilliant race last night. Obviously the settings are different, but I think he would have wanted to do a fair bit better tonight. But that's not me saying he's had a bad race. I think he's done absolutely brilliantly for all things considering. Having to do this 2 nights in a row isn't easy for anybody. There he gets out of the way of Homer. It's very difficult to get out of the way of some people, especially I think we've got flags turned off for the races. I think they come up for us. I think they're turned off for the races because the flag system on GT doesn't work all that well. And with people going off kind of left, right and centre with changing conditions, people can get unnecessary penalties, which we will then find very difficult to remove post-race. So 10 seconds now, the gap between first and second. Unsafe does seem to be, I think, gaining a little bit on Graham here, but I'm not sure he's going to have enough to gain enough to overtake Graham for P2. I think he'd be very happy with P3. Yeah, everyone's just a little bit stagnant now. Everyone's just a little bit kind of more spread out. Everyone's just willing these laps to go now. Now let's just have a quick butchers at everyone's fuel and overtake usage. So Tom has overtake, has what looks to be plenty of fuel. There's someone else off, somewhere near where Tom is, but I don't know who that was. I'm not too sure who that was. Graham has used all of his overtake, but still Anna has plenty of fuel. Unsafe has fuel and overtake to spare. Same with Homer, same with Pagani. Tom Duval has used pretty much all of his overtake and has plenty of fuel. Russ, plenty of both. Panda's users have pretty much used his overtake, plenty of fuel. Doesn't look like anybody's going to be running out of fuel on this one. But there are a few people that have used all of their overtake. Nobby's got plenty of fuel. He's looks like he can do another half a race. Yeah, James has really not enjoyed this tonight, has he? He's I know he's found it difficult this week to practice, but he's I just love that he just gets stuck into this, waiting for everybody to to clear. You can't park there, sir. Right, the gap now is 11 seconds out front. This looks like, other than possibly Pagani, Tom and Ross, this could be how the race ends with these positions. Pagani is... I didn't even notice that. Oh yes, to be fair, I actually don't blame him for that. Yeah, this gap, there's this little battle here between, I call it a battle, because even though they're not all that close, those times are fluctuating between, you know, closing and opening gaps and things like that. There just seems to be a little twist in the tail between 5th, 6th and 7th at the moment. There could be something that happens on these last couple of laps. I mean, we are now on the final lap of the race. Tom with a 13-second lead. He's driven brilliantly. He usually does. Graham, a great race from him. Brilliant race from him. Unsafe again. Great race. Homer will be brilliant if you can see this one through. Pagani, Tom Duval and Ross. Ross is closing the gap to Tom. He does still have some overtake to burn, so if he can close that gap, coming onto that final long straight up to 130R, there could be a last lap overtake here. Yeah, a couple of these guys are going to be finishing a couple of laps down, but it does not matter. The fact that they've jumped in and helped us out last minute is a massive help to the grid, just to the race in general. They generally haven't really seemed to have got in many people's way. They've got out of the way when blue flags are there. Yeah, I appreciate them jumping in. Tom is now coming down to the final long straight. I am going to check back in a second at Tom Duval and Ross and just see what that gap is. Let's have a look quickly now. It has increased a little bit. It looks like Ross has just kind of said to himself, you know what, P10's fine. Or made a little mistake somewhere, but here comes Tom across the line for yet another FTRL win. Graham comes around that final chicane with 1.3 seconds to spare between him and Unsafe. Very brilliant P2 from him. Brilliant race. Unsafe P3, Homer P4. Pagani will come round to finish P5, or yeah, I'm going to run out of fuel again. Great race from Pagani, P5. Derek will come home P12. Tom Duval P6. Ross P7. Great race from him considering he was so far behind after lap 4. Will come home with a P8. I think he'll be okay with that. I think he would have wanted to do better, but I don't think there's any shame in that. Brilliant race from him. Tom Duval, by the way, coming 6th from GT3 is absolutely phenomenal. Brilliant race from him. Biggles going very wide out of the final, that 130R. Again, I think he will be disappointed. I think he knows that he can do better, but I don't think he should be ashamed of himself in the slightest. Owen finished at P11, Derek finished P12, we've still got a couple of people coming along. Nice pirouette over the line from Biggles. Blue flag will be the next to cross the line, will he? Nope, it will be James and Arsenal crossing the line together. Very closely together. Blue flag does come across P10 and Nobby is coming across the line there. Tom, mate, you drove brilliantly, mate. I wouldn't worry about it too much, but you drove brilliantly. Well done. So that is it. That is your penultimate week of FTRL done. And here are your results. Tom gets the win after a questionable extra lap. I was questioning him, but I clearly was wrong. Graham got a brilliant P2, Unsafe with a great P3 from him. I know he struggled a bit last night, but yep, he drove brilliantly today. Homer with P4, Pagani P5, Tom Duval and Top Pagani with a brilliant, was the only one to dip into the 39th, I do believe. So brilliant passes that from him. Tom Duval got 6th, Ross 7th, Panda 8th. Beagles and Blue Flag round up the top 10. Odon gets 11th, P Mikey. Derek P12, Nobby with a P13. James with a P14, and Arsenal rounds up the grid, that being P15. So there we have it. Thank you so much for joining me. Please do join us next week for the final round of races in this, what has been crazy season. It's going to be a great week next week. I do believe we will have streams for all 3 nights. Yeah, please do get involved with all the socials. Owen's been doing a brilliant job of all that, so that would be great if you can get involved. Like the stream, follow FTRL, get involved, and we will see you next week for the final week of GT24. Catch you later on, boys.